So viewers, today we will talk about ZoogVPN. So this VPN is pretty much a free VPN. When you normally register on it and enter the free plan, as you can see, we are inside a free plan interface. And from there you can see that here in the free plan, you will get 10 gigabytes of bandwidth. You can use 10 devices and you will get 5 servers out of 142. And you can pretty much see Windows, Mac, iOS, Android, Android TV, Fire Stick, Android, and Android TV. You can download the applications from here. Besides this, there is a manual VPN setup option. There you can see the Windows option is available. There are many Windows options. You can see here that from Windows we can use OpenVPN, we can set up IKEv2, we can set up L2TP, and we can set up PPTP. Okay. There are many options like this for its configuration, and here you can see Mac OS, Linux, for mobile and tablets, iOS, Android, Windows Phone, BlackBerry, and among the other options you can see routers, TV consoles, and other devices. If we go into routers, we will get many options here. Back to VPN setup. Okay. So if I talk about these, the video will become too long. And as you can see here, when you are on the free plan, you will be able to use these 5 servers on OpenVPN. You can also use 5 servers with SOCKS 5. You won't be able to use SOCKS 5. After that, in the OpenVPN configuration, these are your routers: Kinetic, MyWiFi, MikroTik, TP-Link, Asus, Fritzbox, DD-WRT, and others. You can use OpenVPN within these options. There are full guides here. Click on the router you want to set up and a full tutorial is provided here. You can follow the step-by-step instructions shown on the screen. No hassle, completely hassle-free. Okay. More configurations are provided here in the OpenVPN configuration. The credentials are given here. And regarding the username and password, whatever you use to log in, that will be the username and password. And if you go inside Downloads, you can download these apps. And as you can see here, there is an ad blocker option. If you try to open it, it will tell you to enable the premium function. Okay, so I am closing this. Here are the billing and plans. You can see the prices here. Whoever finds which one affordable will use it accordingly. Here you can pay via card directly, MasterCard, Visa Card, Union Pay. There is PayPal. You can make payments using Bitcoin. Many Bitcoin options are available. After that, you can pay using Alipay. Another option is Payment Wall. Okay, so there is an affiliate program. Those who want to join the affiliate program can do so from here. There are also options in rewards. Okay, so this was basically an overview of a free plan. Now, if we switch to a paid plan, just look at the comparison. Here, I'm currently on the unlimited 1-year global VPN option. As you can see, I have no data limits here. In the previous one, I only had 10 gigabytes of data for 5 devices and 5 servers. Okay, here you can see I don't have any limitations. I can connect up to 10 devices and I can use all 142 of the available VPN servers. The devices available here are the same as before. There are no changes. You'll also find the same options we saw under the manual setup. What's new here is the SOCKS 5 proxy feature. From here, you will get about 21 SOCKS 5 proxies. You can use these 21 SOCKS 5 proxies right from here. Regarding the SOCKS 5 proxy, it's mentioned here that your port will be 1080. You need to use the addresses provided here. And for the username and password, you will use the same credentials you used to log into their server. That same server ID and password will be your SOCKS password. Now, if I go into the VPN features and click on the ad blocker option, you can see that our ad blocker is now turned on. This means whenever we upgrade to a paid plan, our ad blocker becomes fully active. all features will be enabled. So if I go to the download section, you can see there are options for Windows and Mac. Since I'm using Windows, I will download and show you how to use it on Windows, and I will also demonstrate the SOCKS proxies. In future episodes or new videos, I will cover other VPN options such as OpenVPN configuration and Windows IKv2 configuration, so please subscribe to our channel. Now we are going to the server locations. As you can see, there are many server locations available here. There are a lot of server locations. They have also indicated the free servers here, which are clearly labelled. So if we look at the free servers, as you can see, here are the free servers. If we go to this tab, we can see the streaming servers, and here we can see the P2P servers. If I set the display to 50 items per page from here, you can see a total of 50 servers listed here. You can see how many P2P servers are available here. There are a lot of P2P servers. If you go to All Servers, it will display all of them together. So let's first download the software and check out its user interface and see what kind of network speed we are getting. So you can see that we initiated the download for the Windows version of the software, and the download is now complete. Now we'll open it up and see how it is. So I'm opening it directly from here. Opening it will bring up the installation prompt here. So you can see now that the installation prompt has appeared. Here we will just simply click Next and proceed to install. It takes very little time to install. You can see that it's a very lightweight software, and it has been installed in a very short amount of time, as you can see. After the installation is complete, we'll click Finish here, and after finishing, we'll launch it from the Start menu. It will actually turn on by itself. Here we'll click Sign In, and for the sign in, we'll enter the email address we used to purchase it, and we'll put the password here. So viewers, after installing this, you will see an interface like this once you log in. It is a very small and lightweight interface. Down here at the bottom, you can see the country option, and over here with the 3 dots, you have the main menu functions, along with the close option right here. Okay, so if we click on the 3 dots, the first thing we see is Home. Clicking this will bring us back to the home screen. Next, we have Settings. Inside Settings, English is selected by default, but you can switch to many other languages. Then comes this split tunneling option. From here, you can choose to route any of your applications through the back end. This means it will run on your actual internet connection. For example, if you want to keep WhatsApp in the back end, you can set it up from here. You can also use the ad blocker if you want. You can easily toggle the ad blocker on or off from here. Okay, next is Launch App with Windows, which allows the app to start automatically with Windows. Then, Connect VPN on App Start. You can enable this so the VPN connects as soon as the app is launched. The kill switch is something everyone is familiar with. It comes with almost all VPNs for data protection. Next, Prefer TUN adapter, which you can leave turned on. And here is Exclude Home Country. You can enable this to exclude your home country from the VPN routing. You can also enable Hide UAC Prompt and Remember Last Server. Under VPN Protocol, you will find multiple options. Among them, I personally think WireGuard is the best choice. However, you can also try IKEv2. So, I will test IKEv2 right now. Let's see. It is currently set to IE Dublin. Let me connect it and see how it actually performs. Okay. So, I'm opening a new tab in the browser from our VPN page, and from here we will open the speed test websites. First, I'm opening Ookla speed test to check if our selected server has actually changed. As we can see, our home network hasn't changed here, even though I have connected the VPN. So, something went wrong. Let me make a quick change here. If I change the Exclude Home Country option and try connecting again, let's see what happens. Let's see if it changes. So I've changed it and I'm refreshing the page, but it still hasn't changed. Now, moving on, there are several other options here. As you can see, there is a streaming option. If you want to stream content, you should try these specific countries. My public IP is currently this, and it's applying the settings now, but it still shows the same public IP. My public IP was supposed to change, but it didn't. Let me adjust the protocol once again. My current public IP ends in 139, and I'm changing it. But my public IP still isn't changing. It remains exactly the same. So something is definitely wrong. I'm turning this off. Let's disconnect it. After disconnecting, I will try one more time to see what happens. It's disconnected now. Let me reconnect and check if there's an issue somewhere. I can see that this time my public IP has finally changed. Do you see it? Okay. So, if I refresh now, just keep in mind that when you use this, you must remember to adjust this specific setting. Okay, now that my IP has successfully changed, I will run a speed test to see what kind of results we get. The speed test has already started. As you can see, the speed is climbing to 70, 80, and even up to 100 Mbps. You can see that we are getting a really good download speed. The download test finishes at an impressive 187.50 Mbps. Moving on, the upload speed test begins. We can see the upload speed meter going up, fluctuating around 15 to 25 Mbps, but it seems to be taking a bit longer to stabilize. The upload speed, comparatively, isn't very impressive to me. In the past, with other servers or different VPNs I've used, I have received much better upload speeds than this. Okay, so if I now just take a look, there are no other options here. You can manage your account from here. As you can see, I have unlimited data here, and you can also see how much data I have used. Okay, if you are on a free plan, you will be able to see your data usage here. Next, if I go to pricing, it will redirect you to the website for pricing details. Here we have an info and help option, followed by a logout option. Okay, so I will try a few more countries here. I will select a country based on ping. I will try Singapore from here. Let's see how the speed is for Singapore. So, as you can see, Singapore is connected. Now I will test the speed for Singapore to see how it performs. I'm refreshing the page here. Okay, we can now see a specific connection called OVH Cloud for Singapore, and we will try again from there. We will test it from here to see what kind of speed we get. We can see that we are getting a very good download speed. With the download speed looking great, now let's see how the upload speed is. We're seeing a very good average download speed. And now it's time to see how the upload speed performs here. So we're getting a good upload speed now as well. Perhaps changing the protocol might result in even better speed. So we will do that too. We will change the protocol and see if it causes any issues. Let's see. We have checked the upload and download speeds. Now we will change the protocol. I am changing the protocol. Okay, now I will disconnect the VPN. As you can see, the connection has been successfully disconnected. So now we will change the protocol. To change the protocol, we need to go to Settings, and from the settings below, we are disconnecting. Okay, after disconnecting, we will select ZoogTLS from here. We set it to ZoogTLS. Now let's test this protocol. We'll try it on the same server and check how our speed is. Whether it increases or decreases, that is what we need to see. So now we can see that it has connected. We just reloaded the page and we're testing the same site, the same everything once again. Let's see how the speed test goes and what speed we get. So, as we can see, it's almost the same speed as we had before. There haven't been any major changes in our speed. We are getting pretty much the same speed as earlier. But the real thing to see now is how much upload speed we get. Let's see. Our upload speed test is starting. We'll wait a few moments to see the upload speed results. the upload speed is not starting, or rather, we are getting a very negligible upload speed. This means that with Zoog's default settings, you will get a good download speed, but you won't get a good upload speed here. We tested it and saw that our upload speed didn't turn out very well. So what we will do now is change this from the settings. After changing it, we will see what kind of speed we get on a different system, specifically the WireGuard system. We're connecting to the same server again. After connecting to the same server, we will connect using the same ISP. Now we can see that we're running the test on the same ISP again. Let's see how our speed turns out this time. We're currently connected to the best VPN routing system, WireGuard. As you can see right here, we're connected to WireGuard. So while connected to WireGuard, we can see that our download speed has increased significantly compared to before. We're getting almost double the download speed. As the download test completes, it finishes at an impressive 351 megabits per second. Now the upload speed test is beginning. Although the screen pauses here, we can confidently expect a much better upload performance compared to the nearly non-existent speed from our initial test. This clearly demonstrates that by simply switching your VPN protocol to WireGuard, both your download and upload speeds become vastly faster and far more reliable. As we can see right now, our download speed is quite good, but even with the WireGuard protocol, we're not getting a good upload speed. This is quite noticeable. Although we got a very good download speed, our upload speed here isn't very good at all. So what we'll do is try out a few more servers from here. Let's see what kind of speed we get on those servers. We will try a server in China or Vietnam. Let's try a Vietnam server right now. Let's see what kind of speed we get for Vietnam. It's still showing connecting and setting device IP addresses. Let's see what speed we get. It's taking a bit longer than usual to connect. Let me just refresh the speed test page while we wait for the connection to be established. We are currently connected to the IP ending in 71, as you can see above, and we will now run a speed test to see what kind of speed we are getting with this ISP, this IP, or with Vietnam. We can say that we're getting a pretty good download speed, but what our upload speed is like is something we need to see now, because we're not getting very good upload speeds through this application. So in that case, which protocol and server we should use to get a better upload speed is also something to look into. Here, however, we can see that both the upload and download speeds are quite stable. As the upload test continues, the speed peaks at around 63 megabits per second before slowly dropping. So, on certain IPs, even though the download speed is very good, the upload speed is not that great. In our next video, we will take a look at the other protocols available on Windows and see what kind of service they provide, along with some more speed tests for the app. So, please subscribe to our channel to learn more.